Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Memorial Day. We had someone get down with the sickness Saturday, so we are streaming today. But in good spirits and raring to go. So, let's talk about what happened last time. Our crew, the Black Waltz, docked in Milas, received a warning from Alfie Quick about the Ashen Lord pursuing their Void Glass cargo, while also learning a bit about Orlon's Dreadreaver's interest in the same cargo. During a visit to the Crooked Keel, they met Captain Kelrin Zarl. Gosh. Sorry. Throat. Captain Kelrin Zarl, who sought help finding his missing sister ship. While his crew member and a dark shade or nightshade elfin, half-elven woman named Valindra revealed she knew Saidara's true identity as Isadira Ithiltari, daughters of the current matriarch of her people, Mavra, and her father, Riven. The night brought several mysterious developments as Azric encountered a terrifying faceless entity that left him on the ground, reeling in pain, and Terhuk secretly reporting to Don Warden Darius about the crew's activities, and Sai experiencing some sort of dreamlike memory, unfolding some of the connections to Valindra and the Blightwood, where she had witnessed Mavra throwing her parents out of the city, and that was the end of that. So, coming back into it, we will open on the gently rocking interior of the Black Waltz. Creaking of old timber, the only sound in the quiet of early morning. Somewhere far off, the gulls of Milas cry, their voices muffled by the sea mist and distance. Panning inward through a shadowed corridor lit by the pale glow of Umbria's reflection on the salt street glass, into a cabin lined with gently fluttering silks. Sigh stirs. Your breath catches in your throat, not from fear, but from the memory, the remnants of this dream, and a final message curling around your mind like smoke. Flashes of these memories that you saw beneath the boughs of the Blightwood. A decree in your mother's hand, judgment written in the line of her visage, and a voice without form speaking softly that roots buried deeper than blood still remember. And then the vision is gone. You rise frantically, out of breath for a moment. What's everybody doing? As morning comes, Terhuk took the final watch, not much gaining his interest during this time.
I'm suffocating, not breathing. Okay, seeing as that he's still on watch until everyone gets up, Terhuk is still going to be sitting pressed against this part of the ship. Just looking around, watching, but sitting cross-legged, as if waiting for the other sister. His scabbard and sword in hand, like resting against his shoulder.
Okay. Mavra, you're the first awake after this dream. First awake.
Okay. I guess I'll get up,
Yep.
get dressed, and head to the helm.
Said Marva again.
You said Mavra.
God damn it. Sigh. Little tiny Mavra
mean-
person.
Hey, maybe Sai is Mavra,
Mini-
but she had
Mini
an
Marva.
age magic cast upon her.
See, this is the curse she can't escape. She can't get out from underneath her parents' shadow.
You're the one who
Yeah,
did
you're
this.
the DM.
Hey, it's good character work. Leave me alone.
Uh,
All right.
Good morning.
Farouk.
uh, good morning indeed. Fine morning with the sun high in the sky here. But nothing out of the ordinary happened, at least not on my watch. How
Well,
about yourself?
That's fortunate. Well. Saya seems really distracted because she keeps thinking about her dream.
Did something happen?
Just a really bizarre nightmare. Nothing to worry about though.
I see.
Um,
Well,
maybe you should have yourself some breakfast and I'll rouse the captain.
all right. And he will stand up and see about getting some breakfast, if it's possible, with their new supplies.
Yeah. By all means, you can tell me what you're making for breakfast.
Tahuk is going to have something very simple. He's not very much a gourmet type of person. Probably is going to have either a loaf of bread. What types of supplies would we have on the ship? Since it's normally non-perishable foods.
Welp. Because you guys went out and just kind of bought up a bunch of stuff.
Yep.
All right, we will say, because you guys were preparing for a journey,
Yep.
that you guys would have for food, like, you guys got like enough for like 10, 15 days, so you've got plenty of like hardtack, dried lentils and beans, ground barley and rice. You have a crate of salted goat and smoked fish strips, a jar of red pepper and cumin, pickled onions, preserved root vegetables. Here, I'm just gonna throw this.
Yes, please. So that way, though before he leaves to get his food, he is gonna look back at Sai as she's about to rouse the captain. He's gonna be like, "So I must say, even though it may not be my place to say such a thing, but from my own experience, these dreams or nightmares can be either a sign or a warning. I wouldn't take them lightly, just like that, but rather meditate on them and see what happened that may have caused it. So, that's just my own 2 copper pieces, if you don't mind." And he just gives her a smile. So, if you ever need to talk about it, I assure you that we're here to
She's going to nod, and as he walks away underneath her brush, she's going to say, "Yeah, that's exactly what I needed to hear."
And Tahuk loses 2 charisma points. Okay, and he's gonna go to down here to eat.
I'm tapping and rapping on the captain's chamber door.
Alright, split some bars.
Wow, psych. She could be a...
Yeah, I totally didn't copy that from Edgar Allan Poe.
and now, see, if you didn't say it, then we would have known.
Google would have known. Google always knows.
It would
As
help if I
apparently you're
unmuted
awake.
myself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
Yeah.
would help a lot.
I said come in.
Oh, okay.
I was muted. I said it like 4 times. I was like,
You're probably so pissed off too, and then you're just like, shit!
oh, that would probably help.
Morning, Captain.
Morning, Sai.
Evening report. It was uneventful. We've had still seas.
We're at port, so I'd fucking hope so.
Yeah, well, I mean, nothing happened to the ship. Nobody jostled it. Nobody got into a wreck in it. It's not sinking, so I'd say it was a successful night.
Okay. When you get a chance, can you send Desmond this way?
Aye. Are you feeling alright, Captain?
Yes, just figured he'd probably check things out, wanted his assessments.
Right. I will send him in directly. You might have some interesting encounters with Darian.
Okay,
Just warning you.
great. I guess I'll look forward to it.
I wouldn't. I will go fetch Desmond.
Thanks.
Resist urge to just dump him out of his hammock. Resist the urge. Resist the urge.
Just dump him
Taruk
out of his hammock.
Taruk just uses match. Just uses the command spell. Say, dump him. If he wasn't Taruk.
She's going to shake Desmond.
Good morning. What is it?
The captain has requested you for a checkup.
Oh, he did take a nasty tumble yesterday, right? Sure.
Aye.
I'll head up there. You gonna wake up Darian?
I think he could use the rest. He had quite an exciting evening.
You look over to see him hung over his hammock like a clothesline.
Adorable.
He's so cute.
Oh my god, I gotta stop doing that.
Sai is going to grab a couple of the rations and go take her place as watch. If I can click on my token, that would be incredible.
In the ocean.
Yep, I'm swimming.
Mm.
Swimming from below decks to the upper decks. Because that's how that works.
Moving through and getting above deck, the port's getting pretty busy. I mean, it's early in the morning, but ships are coming in, a few ships are leaving. And there is a lot of foot traffic on the dockway. Who's muted and who's not muted?
I
Didn't be muted.
No.
not muted, not sure what I'm supposed to do with that information. I'm just watching.
Just
Are
letting
you sure you're
people know.
watching? Ooh. Okay, interesting.
So, at this point, I want to go check up on the captain, see, since he asked for me. He's gonna walk in the door. You wanted to
Isaac
see
just
me.
punches him.
Well, I figured we should probably at least somewhat talk about last night.
What about?
What's your thoughts?
You mean on what I saw?
Exactly, I guess.
I don't have any real thoughts. I'm not here or being paid to have thoughts. I just wanted away from that port. And honestly, your business is your own.
Well, that's appreciated. let's just tell everybody else that you think I'm fine. Rather not scare them with anything, I guess.
Aye, Captain. Do you need me to check up on you, though? I know you're fine,
It's
but
it's nothing
Don't be
I
too
don't.
careful.
If it was something I thought a doctor could fix, I'd probably have seen one a long time ago.
I got a hacksaw in my bag downstairs. Maybe we can.
Then I'd be without a hand.
I'm sure we could find something.
I'm not gonna have a hook.
But just think about it. You'd be much more intimidating.
I'm not going to live with a hook.
I tried. I was just thinking about the commission. How much I could squeeze out of you.
Well,
Anyways, I'll go
thanks,
tell them you're
husband.
alright.
It's appreciated.
And much rather hookless. As I kind of walk out and close the door.
We tried.
And like I'll start walking over to Sai.
As you walk up to Sai, she is perched on the ball, looking like Batman with her cowl low over her face, and the rest of her cloak wrapped around her.
And her parents were just killed in an alleyway.
And her parents were just killed in an alleyway.
So she's ore farming at like 7 in the morning.
Yeah,
Yep.
she
Yep.
is 1000% aura forming.
Is there a reason you're standing there menacing the small children walking by?
I'm just keeping watch. Whether or not I'm menacing is entirely up for debate.
Sure. I checked up on the captain. He's fine.
Well, that's good to hear. I'd hate to be down a captain this, early into the voyage. It'd be quite unfortunate.
I offered him a hook, thinking that he'd look much better with one.
Ugh.
That hand was rather hot. But he turned it down.
You wanted to amputate the captain's hand and replace it with a hook?
Yes, actually. Think about how amazing it would look, but also my commission.
I don't think he would commission you for removing a perfectly functional hand.
A man's got to eat.
I suppose I see your point, but
Let's be
Maybe-
honest. Have we gotten paid for any of this yet? Like, we haven't done any pillaging, robbing, well, except for a loot. Maybe I can go and fleece some money off of Darian.
well, you've only been together a week. That's when I assume that the parting stuff takes time and networking and probably a bigger boat and some crew and some better food, she says as she gnaws on a piece of salted lamb.
Debatable. I'll have to talk to the captain about it later. I'm gonna go check on Darian. Maybe I can make something that'll wake him up.
Alright. Good luck with that. God, I would kill for an apple. And as Desmond walks away, Sai just kind of says out loud, she doesn't know if she can hear it or not because she's not like talking very loudly, but she goes, a hook would look kind of cool.
I mean, a hook is plus 10 aura.
There's a Stark wave coming in from off the shore into the dock, and with a heavy rocking motion, a limp Darian is shunted off of his hammock and onto the hard wooden ground.
You'd think this would be enough to wake him up.
I would think that. You're right.
You think? Would it be like a loud, like
your head hits the chair beside you, and your body falls limply on the ground. It was a rough
takes
night
19.
last night, and it seems to be getting rough this morning as well.
Just sort of halfway wakes up, looks around.
You hear
Darian, are you alright?
voices, Darian. As you hear Darian, are you alright? It almost sounds familiar. Like you're hearing a voice from the past, from the circus, and as you come to your senses, you see Karhook standing at the door. Not one of circus family folk.
What time is it?
Well, it is morning. You've been sleeping for quite a long while. We're just about to have breakfast.
Fine. As
But I should-
Darian at least rights himself to a normal sitting position.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure you're alright though? That hit, well, even those outside could probably have heard that.
It's taking worse knocks. What are we doing today?
Well, not sure. That's up to the captain, but
Okay.
Tarhuk
Oh.
is just gonna look at Darian to make sure he is okay and he's not just being tough.
At
yeah,
this
he's
moment,
fine.
like I've heard them talking, right? Because I'm in near proximity. I'm gonna approach with like something in my hand that I presumably could have made to have wakened someone up with the random stuff like around that, just like perk up the nose.
I smell that from here. What?
He's already awake. Who woke him?
The ship.
I'm fine.
Also,
Well, he does seem to have taken a knock.
Darian, as you're sitting there and kind of getting your bearings and looking around, it also occurs to you, and probably occurs to the other two as well, almost simultaneously. There are 2 chests and 3 armoires in here that none of you have even attempted to open or look in.
I thought we opened everything.
No, nobody
Not in
did
there.
anything in the crew quarters.
Nope.
Not these.
Well, might as well open these up. Don't think we've ever looked.
Are they locked?
We're checking.
Yep.
The
I'm gonna check one
two,
close to the
Yeah.
door.
the 2
I'm
chests
up
are
against
locked.
one.
Yeah, the 2
Oh.
chests are locked, but the armoires are not.
Let's start opening things. What we got?
Yeah.
All right, so you open that
Yeah, I'll
first
be with you.
armoire closest to the door.
Tarhuk is the second one.
Opening up that first armoire, you see a row of fairly well-worn shirts and sashes, mostly kind of what's the word? Like desert garb almost style of clothing, very like sultanate style fashion. For most of the clothing in there. As well as a few faded Kozakin silks. There is a small leather case sitting at the bottom of that armoire as well. And then the second armoire, as you open it, there is a musty smelling coat embroidered at the collar with a pattern resembling flames curling into waves. There's also a sticking in pretty obviously in one of the side pockets of the coat is a bundle of letters, and then a silver hip like belt flask engraved with a sunburst motif, not that much different from the symbols of Aurelius.
Okay.
There's also a bundle of dried desert rose petals wrapped in parchment. And in the third armoire, you go to open it, and the door is jammed. You do it a little bit more forcefully, Darian?
Uh. Wait, this is the armoire?
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna take a look at the chests first.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. The chests are locked. They have large padlocks on them. Do you have a set of lockpicks, or do you have a way that you want to force?
That I do.
Okay, so go ahead and roll a lockpicking check. 28. Oh, just barely. It's a joke. Yeah, in the first chest that you're looking at, you easily get the lock off and open it. And as you're looking through, you see a bundle of coarse linens, spare rags and wraps for like wiping off utensils and stuff if like it was raining outside. There's also a set of flint and steel in here. Looks like 2 sealed jars of some sort of desert vegetables in a brackish liquid. A roll of spare rigging line. And a folded playing card with a hand-drawn symbol on it.
Why did they lock this stuff? Do I recognize that symbol at all?
Roll a history check. 17.
Jesus.
You've seen a symbol like this before. You see what looks like 3 almost skull-like faces conjoined with a jagged crown stretching around all 3 of them. Recognizing this as a symbol of a religious cult-like organization known as the Crowns of Sin. They worship 3 fairly new deities. Only came into like the standard realm of the Pantheon like around 20 years ago after the Great Battle with the Arbiters and the Iron Brand. You've seen this symbol because it's been used in the stage performances that you do. But this one doesn't seem to be like a prop or something. It seems like there's actually something to this.
Creepy. Next chest.
Roll a Thieves' Tools check. 22. In the second one, you find a tightly wrapped oilskin bundle with looks like some stuff inside of it. There is also a small black pouch, and just by pushing it aside in there, you can tell that there are some coins inside of it. And then there's a sealed envelope. There's a wax stamp on the envelope with a stylized flame.
Take a look at that coin pouch.
Yeah, opening it up, there are what looks like 6 silver pieces, 2 foreign coins. I'll leave it up to you whether or not you've seen any coins from Kozuka before. And then there's one
Probably.
green. There's like 1 green marble. The foreign coins are kind of rectangular almost, but like oval on the ends, so like a curved rectangle almost, with a hole in the center of the coins. But they seem to be gold of some sort. And then, like I said, 1 green marble.
Are the other 2 looking at me?
Well, Terhook is looking at the belt, since it seems connected to Aurelius, and he's trying to figure out like the significance of it, basically.
And nothing was interesting in mine, so I'm definitely looking at you.
Well, there was a like leather case in yours.
Nothing of interest.
Nothing of interest. Yeah, Terhook
it-
is going to be looking at the belt, and then he's going to go through the letters, basically.
All right. So looking around Darien, it seems like Desmond is like just looking to see if you found anything interesting in the chests. As you're digging
I'll
through
pull
this pouch.
I'll pull out one of the foreign coins. Where do you think this is from?
I would have definitely have seen Kozukin money. That's from Kozuka.
Oh.
I'm guessing you're going to keep it.
Just slowly palms it, holds it close to his chest.
Don't worry, it'll go missing when you're sleeping.
That is quite a
Assuming you
harsh.
can find it.
You assume I won't. You get rather drunk rather easily.
He keeps it in a special wallet.
Oh, not a special wallet.
You act like I'm not a doctor. I know how to check his cavity.
Yeah, he does.
You have to have consent. But as long as you have consent, you can check as many cavities as you want.
Yeah, like it's a dentist thing. Like I have to check his teeth.
Okay.
Pirates have
Size.
notoriously bad teeth.
So the silver hip like belt flask
Mhm.
looks like it just has like you could run a belt through it and you could have it clipped to your belt for easy access for if you needed a drink very quickly.
Mhm.
The flask itself doesn't seem to be anything extraordinary. It looks like it's actually silver, not just silver plated, but it is engraved with a similar sunburst motif that you've seen from the worshippers of Aurelius.
Okay.
This is in Taruk's hands.
Yep,
Yeah.
that is correct.
Oh.
Hmm.
It's a pretty little thing.
That is indeed, and it's very quite interesting, even though it is a simple bottle. And Terhook is going to place it back in the chest, but he's going to grab the letters first and read through them, or at least if the beginning.
Well, I got some letters here, this one sealed thing. I suppose this should go to the captain, eh?
Depending on the information, of course, but what does yours say?
I
Terhook
don't know,
doesn't.
it's sealed.
It's sealed. It could be a missive or some sort. Then I guess that should go to the captain then.
Do you recognize the symbol? And I'll show the symbol in the wax.
Terhook glances over. Does he recognize the symbol at all?
You have seen that symbol a couple other places in the ship, on other writs and messages, and it has been called out by Azric to be a symbol of the Order of the Ashen Oath.
Okay. The Order of the Ashen Oath again. We're seeing a lot of these symbols all over this ship. And he's gonna look at the letter because he's gonna try and figure out if this was either another initiate or was this like just a normal follower of Aurelius, or was this chest like just a filled with things that the pirates have like taken from other people, basically. That's what he's trying to figure out.
Sorry, say that again real quick.
Oh, sorry, he's trying to figure out if this chest, or the contents of this chest, especially the letters, if it's like from a follower of Aurelius, or is this just like random things just piled in from like the pirates?
Yeah, so you start looking through the letters and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so looking through the letters. Bum, bum, bum. Where's my letters to Alari? So looking through the letters, they're written in a very flowy kind of script, with signs of like revisions and careful phrasing. They seem fairly personal, appearing to be like love letters, or at least emotionally intimate correspondences of some sort, but it seems like none of them were ever sent. The content of the letters, as you start reading through, becomes more desperate over time, beginning with longing and poetic reflections, but slowly turning to bitterness, regret, and guilt. And the final letter ends with a line that reads, "Forgive me, Alari. The tide I serve now doesn't carry words, it only drowns them." On the back of the final letter is a pressed, brittle sprig of desert lavender. But all of these letters have been titled to Ilari. Looking over it, there's the mention of the tide I serve now doesn't carry words, it only drowns them. Rings back to something you heard back when you were a crow. And that tide could very well be meaning Orlon, the black tide.
The tide swallows all. Okay. And you said the letter is sent to Ilari. Is there any sender or anything that from the sender, or just
No, there is no name of the sender listed anywhere on any of these letters.
Ilari? Though it mentions.
There is, like I said, when you first opened it up. Again. There we go. Crew quarters inventory. So that there was a name embroidered on the collar of the coat that you pulled these out of. And the name was Finnick, Finnic, Cole, Cole, Finnick Cole.
Yeah, the name doesn't sound familiar to me at all, right?
Roll a history check.
Okay. History. My most useful feat. Let's see.
Yeah,
Yep.
the name doesn't ring a bell. You haven't heard it before, and they probably weren't like a notable pirate when you were a crow, and I mean, up until recently, you haven't really left Al-Hajjad until you got on this ship. So, yeah, you don't recognize the name from your time back serving Black Tide or in recent days preparing for your journey.
Alright then, this is very interesting. And he's gonna hold the letters. I should be talking to the captain in order to deliver these, since I think he should know what's going on when it comes to the ship as a whole.
Right.
I'll be up. And Terhook is gonna try and leave to go talk to Azric.
Okay. The two who are still in the crew quarters, are either of you looking or trying to unwedge the door to the third armoire? And are you looking in the leather case in the first armoire?
I'm looking in the leather case.
I'll try and see what I can do to unwedge the third armoire.
Yeah, I mean, you could try to brute force it with an athletics check if you'd like. Up to
Can I
you.
see what's wedging it
first? Sure, roll an investigation check.
Investigation. Oh, I'm not the one-shot character that I made to be good at this.
8.
That's an 8.
You can't tell. You don't know if it's just a settling of the wood, but there's no locking mechanism on this armoire. So you're, other than a small wooden latch on the outside, but that's not latched currently. So you're not sure what is causing the wedging.
Do I see him over there struggling with something?
He doesn't seem struggling as much as it seems like eyeing it, like looking up and down, trying to figure out if something's wrong with it. It seems.
He's looking at it sideways and upside down to see if that helps.
Well, until he shows signs of struggling, I'm not gonna go over there just. I'm gonna open up that leather casing, right?
Yeah. In the small leather case from the first armoire, you see 4 glass bottles of ink, black, blue, red, and violet. There are 2 fine writing quills, and then what looks like a short scroll in there.
I'm gonna unfurl the scroll and see if it's already been written on.
It has, and you see at the top it says Names of the Lost, Part 1. And you see a list of 7 names all crossed out. Kaelin Thorn, Mirel Venus, Darun Kale, Vasha Ellen, Silas Myrrh, Ilari Vale, Calith Mar.
Going through my notes. Where does one of those sound like I know it? Can you read that again? Sorry.
Yep. So it's Kaelin Thorn,
Mhm.
Mirel Venus, Durun Kale, Vasha Ellen, Silas Myrrh, Alari Vale, and Calith Mar.
Okay, nothing that I know off the top of my head, at least. And I don't recognize any of those names.
Terhoot, did you mention the letters that you were reading?
He did not.
Okay, so no,
did not.
you don't recognize any of these names.
Okay, and that's all that was in that leather case.
Let's see. Leather case. Yes, that is all that was in that leather case.
And then I'm gonna go walk over here in a little bit to just see what's happening over here.
Okay. Darian, are you doing anything with the armoire door?
Yeah, I'm just gonna try and pry it open.
Alright, roll a athletics check.
Athletics. Where is that? Okay.
15. As you like
Shockingly good.
get a good hold on it and begin just trying to force it open, there's a sudden pop. And in that moment, you kind of get pushed back against the wall. Not enough to take any damage, but it is open now. On the interior, both of you see a set of what looks like storm weather gear, a long waxed coat, thick gloves, and a brimmed hood. There's also a like a good sized satchel on the interior, along with some other assorted kind of just shirts and pants for just for everyday use.
And was it obvious at first glance what was actually keeping it from opening?
Looking inside, it looks like there might have been whoever had opened this last didn't get a false bottom closed enough, and when the doors were shut, it snagged on that and was holding it shut. So you see like the broken mechanism for the false bottom that is kind of cracked and splintered from being ripped off with the door.
And then, does that look like it's trapped at all, or if there's like if there might be anything like that would hurt if like we open it at all? And when we're looking at this false bottom, does it look like it was created separately from this armoire? Like, is it something that wasn't on the other two?
It looks like the false bottom was installed after this armoire was created. The bottom does look fairly close to the other armoires, but there are some slight differences that you are You can clearly see now that it's broken and very obvious that there's a false bottom.
Yeah, but like I said, there's like, does it look like there might be any traps on it, or is it just like a very
roll
basic
roll an
false bottom?
investigation check.
Investigation, here I come. I don't know what my number is because I'm not in the same one.
16. It doesn't look like it's trapped or anything.
And like, there's no like real difficulty in like lifting it up if I were to do so.
No, you don't look like there's anything that would stop it.
Oh yeah, then I'm just gonna lift it on up, see what's in there.
Okay. As you open it, it does snap a little bit with a hollow crack of breaking wood, and inside you find a narrow cavity, no longer well fitted or secure, now warped by humidity. Jagged edges of wood and rusted brass hinge pieces jut out at odd angles, and you see a single slim iron scroll tube bound in what looks like faded red leather straps lies kind of just nestled in the back of this space.
Yeah, I'm definitely grabbing that and seeing what it is.
Okay.
And then I'll kind of like sit back on one of the chests to like see what it is while I pretty much let Darian look at the rest of it.
Right.
I'll look at the rest of it.
Yeah, so like I said, it's a slim iron scroll tube bounded in faded red leather strapping. It is currently like closed. You can open it if you would like.
And like, it doesn't look like there's anything that'd possibly be wrong with it, right? Like, it's not going to be like a container for like any kind of like hazardous materials or like drugs or anything that I might be aware of.
Roll investigation.
Sure.
So, looking it over, I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, it looks like an iron scroll tube. It's strange that it's bound in leather. It's even stranger that it was hidden like this. The exterior design is like cold forged, burnished iron. The like red leather straps have faded, but they're like expertly stitched. Like, this is a very well made scroll tube. The leather does bear faint burn marks as if it was scorched and then re-oiled. It doesn't appear that it's trapped. Just looking over it, and as you look closer and closer, you see the leather straps like very small, and next to the stitching you see small glyphs kind of weaved through the stitching.
And I don't know what these glyphs are, do I?
Roll an Arcana check.
Not my strong suit. Let's go.
7. You don't understand what the glyphs would mean. You do, like, continuing to look at it. It looks like there's 3 larger etched symbols running lengthwise beneath the straps. A stylized eye, a broken chain, and a wave crested with flame. Very similar to the flame-like symbol on the sealed letter.
I'll be back, Darian. Don't get yourself into any trouble.
Hey, you won't. As I'm, I guess, still sorting through stuff.
Yeah. So inside there, like I said, other than the false bottom, There was the set of storm weather gear, the everyday clothing that's just kind of scattered throughout, and then there is a fairly good sized satchel on the interior as well.
Ooh. Anything in the satchel?
Opening it up, you see what looks like a fairly nice, like well-made pocket compass. Kind of like if you can imagine the like wood encased compass from like Pirates of the Caribbean. Like opening it, it looks like the glass is cracked, but it seems to be functioning. There is a folded. What's up?
Bibs.
Yeah. There's a folded nautical chart detailing a few, what looks like a few obscure islands that aren't on the actual map, but have been drawn on west of Zahin's Landing. And then there is a tattered journal.
I guess set the map aside for later. Poke through the journal a little bit. A little bit.
The journal's pretty ragged, and mostly empty. Except for one repeating phrase scratched on the inside cover. Just says, "The Ma remembers. The Ma remembers. The Ma remembers." Just taking up the entire inside cover over and over again. And kind of going through it and looking to see if there's anything else written on this. You get to the final page, and then hastily inked is a disturbing sketch of this towering spined creature beneath flames and stormy waves, bearing a singular eye scratched out with red ink, and beside it a one word repeated in descending script. It says Emmerich, Emmerich, Emmerich.
Trying not to think too hard about where someone sourced red ink on a boat like this. I'm just gonna shut the book, put it down.
Okay.
Got to give this to the captain, I think. Do the other armoires have false bottoms?
As you move through and look at them, it does not appear that the other ones do.
Damn. Well, the satchel was nice, right?
Yeah, it's a nice satchel.
I don't think I would have had my own. Maybe. Probably not.
I mean, up to you. Did you have
what
a
stuff-
satchel?
Well, let me see what stuff I have. Yeah, no, probably not. Well, I do now.
Okay, you have a satchel. Are you throwing anything else in here? The pouch of coins, and the marble?
Oh yeah, of course.
Alright. So, as you guys begin dispersing and moving through in the morning, what's going on above deck?
It was 6 silver.
6 silver, 2 Kozakin coins, and a green marble.
Understood.
The sun is rising ever more present this morning. And looking around, like I said, the dockway is getting a lot busier. You see dockhands in layered cotton vests and sand-colored head wraps hauling crates stamped with foreign sigils, yelling to one another in a blend of common, Kalish, and Kozakin. You see a water merchant's cart clattering past, led by a short-tempered lizard-like beast snorting steam in the early chill. Merchants calling out prices while his young assistant swings gourds from a long pole, advertising with rhythmic chants. You see a hooded Saffron Wind's trade union harbor scribe seated at a lacquered kiosk nearby, scribbling into a ledger while sipping from a steaming clay cup. And then somewhere further up the quay, a bell tolls twice, a low resonant note that marks the opening of the Grand Bazaar gates for morning trade. The deck's still lined with a slick dew and the faint smell of last night's activities with the drunken Darien. Looking through, as some of you already have some of the crates and supplies that were dropped off last night for you all. One of the painted gourds of water rolling lazily across the deck with each small shift of the tide. So, what are we doing up on the top of the deck and in the captain's quarters?
Well, Taruk is going to give Asai like a brief nod. Does he hear anyone like coming behind him? Or just for now he's just alone up except for Sai up here?
Shortly after, you hear the ascending footsteps of Desmond, and then shortly after that, probably you can expect Darien to be coming up. You have a couple minutes.
Alright. Well, Tarhuk is going to knock on yeah, he's gonna knock on Azric's door.
I'm in.
By the sound of your voice, it seems that you're expecting everyone to just come in here.
It is expected at this point.
Well, I will try not to take too much of your time. While we were scourging around in the crew area, I found a few letters that might interest you.
Oh, really? What about?
Well, it seems that a few are about love letters to some very well. I don't know his name to be precise. So I don't know who it is, but his name is Finnick Kol. Does that ring a bell?
Yes. Does that ring a bell?
Finnick Cole. Roll a history check.
Oh, well, none
Yeah.
of us know who Finnick, but Finnick.
I don't know that. Never heard of him.
Well, he is mentioned in these letters alongside. Well, it mentions the tide, which well, I know this previously, but it most likely is referencing Olan. Black Tide.
Yes, with the Dread Reavers.
So whoever it is, Olan is involved in this. And I also found several markings of Aurelius in the box as well. So I'm not sure if it's all connected or not. And he places the letters on the desk so Azra can read them himself. See if he can get any more information on them. Out of them.
Yeah, I'll pick him up and read them.
Yeah, I mean, looking through them, they appear to be love letters of some sort. Beginning very flowy and emotionally intimate, but growing desperate as time passes, it seems. Slowly turning into like a regretful kind of guilt-filled sort of correspondence. Ending with a line that reads, "Forgive me, Ilari, the tide I serve now doesn't carry words, it only drowns them." And then on the back of that final letter is pressed a brittle sprig of desert lavender.
think I can glean much more from this than you have.
So what else did you manage to find out, Azrik?
I mean, nothing, really.
Nothing. Well, it's fine as long as it's, not gonna affect us later on, but I should keep my eyes peeled in case I see anything about this cool fella. Or the Solari.
So, is there anything else down there that people are coming across? Maybe they just more to it?
Well, Darian did find some letters, but he hasn't opened them yet. Though it is marked by.
At this point, the other two would be cresting the ladder to the top deck.
I will bring all of the paper, whatever documentation, including the book.
Okay.
I guess it's just the book and the letter, right?
Yeah, the book and the letter is what you found. And you have the sea charts with the drawn-on islands west of
yes.
the Zahen coast.
Right.
To like the southwest, but
And a satchel that none of you saw me with before.
yeah, he has a really nice satchel, guys. Like, it's really nice.
Yeah, at this point, I'm just gonna go into his office. I'm not gonna knock.
Oh, we're not gonna knock every time, guys, and do this single
I'm not
file.
knocking every time. I'm just kind of walking in.
Yeah, Terhuka door impacts your back and you're pushed further in. What
Oh
is
my
going on? Sai, by
I
the
think
way,
she's been
we
walking a
all
lot.
can see that.
That's a lot of walking.
That is a lot of pacing around.
That is a lot of walking.
We're
She
like
was sweeping.
1,000 feet.
Well, that's quite a lot of movement there.
Well,
How long
I do
is
want
it?
to. I do want to
What?
say, if you were sweeping, you've done a shitty job because this is not like the route you should take while sweeping. You're going back and forth across and
No,
diagonal.
I don't mean
and-
like I don't mean like with a broom.
Oh, okay.
The other word for sweep.
God, this is a lot on the screen right now.
Yeah, I'm overstimulated.
Overstimulated?
Simplified.
Yes. Stimulated. That's how bad it was. I can't believe you did this to me.
All right. And then just as quickly as Desmond makes his way in, are you knocking, Darian?
I'm assuming,
assuming
the
the
door is
door's
just kind of
open.
open.
Yeah, the door is like partially open.
Yeah.
Well,
I-
since the question's answered, there must have been more we found.
I assume
Yeah.
so.
Hopefully it's more than love letters.
Well, I don't know what's in this letter, but I found some sea charts and a weird book.
Sea charts and a weird book.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna show us this
You-
weird book?
Did you
I
check
set the
out
stuff
the weird
down
book?
on the desk. I did. It's weird.
It's weird.
It's weird.
No one's gonna grab the book.
I guess
Guess
I'll
I
grab
will.
the book.
There was also totally a like leather skin bundle in there too that you had found. We'll say you have that in your satchel with you, Darian, because it has some stuff in it too.
Oh, right. Yes.
Oh, right, that one thing that I definitely have.
There have been a lot of objects uncovered.
Yes. Yeah, so Azric, you're looking at the book?
Yes.
Okay, so the Tattered Journal. Like I said before, this is a pretty ragged and mostly empty journal. You see the inside cover just has repeating from top to bottom the Ma remembers in scribbled text, and it gets more frantic the closer to the bottom of the cover it gets. And then moving through to the back of the book, on the final page, is the disturbing sketch of the towering spined creature beneath flames and stormy waves, with the singular eye that's been scratched out with red ink, and beside it, just repeated in a similar style, the word Emmerich over and over again.
See? Weird.
That's a bit unsettling.
Unsettling and disturbing. So does that mean that whoever owned this ship has some unfinished business with someone, or was running away? Or trying to, at least. Maybe some type of curse, perhaps.
I do believe they were running. That could have been why the ship was abandoned in the first place.
Now the question remains, is the ship still cursed, or did the previous occupants took the curse with them?
This is the kind of curse that's not on the ship itself.
And who's it on?
It's on one of the people on the ship.
Cursed pirates. Cursed captains. Darian sort of looking off, sort of talking to himself a little.
Nonetheless, we just should maybe keep our eyes peeled, but for now, unless it affects us directly, I assume we should be alright.
It could end up affecting us directly, sadly. But it's nothing we can't stay in front of.
Alright, just as long as you know, Captain. I'll be upstairs doing my ritual.
Aye.
And Taruk's gonna go up, and he is just going to be like right here,
Okay.
just doing his ritual.
So what are we showing the captain next? This is like a show and tell kind of thing.
It is.
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
I'll just take out the list of names first, and as it came up, I would have hidden the little thing in my jacket.
Oh, the scroll tube?
Yeah, that's in my jacket right now.
Okay, 10-4. Is that a scroll tube in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? Right. So, the scroll is simple, hand-penned and aged, and it lists 7 names that have been crossed out, titled Names of the Lost Part 1. It does say Kaelin Thorn, Morel Venice, Darun Kale, Vasha Ellen, Silas Murr, Alari Vale, and Kalith Mar.
I guess, do I recognize any of those names?
Alari was the name that the love letters were directed to.
Yeah. Well, at least there's some connection here.
I could only assume so.
Did we find anything else?
Yeah, you also would recognize another name, which is Kaelin Thorn, which would be the man who captains the sister ship to the Scarlet Oath that went missing. The Auburn Sun.
Darian,
Right?
that's a very nice satchel you have there.
Hey, I found
I
it.
take it you haven't.
I need
I
one.
take it you haven't shown Sai yet, have you?
No.
I think she's gonna be rather jealous. I think you should go show her.
I don't think she's the jealous type.
Or that satchel.
Darian considers for a moment.
Still hasn't shown anybody any of the things he has in the satchel and leaves.
What? A
Got it.
compass?
Leaves.
Some coins?
The sealed envelope.
No, I put that on the table.
Oh, okay. Did you put the
Yeah, I
the oilskin wrap on the table too?
Oh yes, I would
Okay.
have.
Well, let's check out the sealed letter, I guess, this time.
Yeah, and before he comes back, thought you might want to take a look at this. Seemed a bit too familiar.
Did Darian
And I hand
leave?
him. Yeah, he's gone. He's upstairs. And I take out the little like scroll container.
Okay.
Seemed familiar to you at all?
What is it?
It's an iron
Like a s-
scroll tube. So the tube
So, like the
itself.
ones that we found under?
Not like those. Those were larger and leather. This is very, very small. The tube itself is made out of like cold burnished iron, bound in faded red leather straps. There are very like almost borderline hidden like runic glyphs along the stitching, and then along the actual tube surface underneath the leather binding, you can see three larger etched symbols running lengthwise along the tube. A stylized eye composed of concentric spirals, a broken chain, and then a wave crested with flame, which is very, very much the same symbol as what's on the sealed letter, marking the Order of the Ashen Oath.
The Order of the Ashen Oath again.
Yeah, found this hidden away underneath one of the armor rooms. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Haven't opened it yet.
Well, guess there's no better time than now.
Okay. So, looking, are you opening it?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Alrighty then. Two things. There we go. There is a sea chart in here as you open it and pull out the contents. Etched in charcoal, showing a spiraling symbol off of the western coast of Granheim in the Arashi Depths, annotated with words of warning and references to the Ma's Eye. And then there is a sealed, unlabeled piece of parchment inside that just says, and it's like a full sheet of parchment that is almost completely blank except for a title that just says, "Where silence drowns, the door shall open." Rattling around on the interior of the tube after you pull these out and looking in, it looks like there's a ring of some sort on the inside as well.
A ring?
Yeah. Take it out of the tube.
We'll dump it out on the table.
Yeah, so as it kind of clatters out of the tube onto the table, you see this aged, what looks like material with bone-like striations. It looks like this ring is made out of some sort of bone-like material, and where a gem would normally be on this ring, you see what looks like a jagged skull-like facade or visage on.
So you said it was a map?
It's a ring.
Yeah, but what the original item that was in there? It's a map, though, right?
Yes, yeah. There is a sea chart, with charcoal etching showing a spiraling,
Yeah, with the eye.
trench area with the eye off the west coast of Granheim.
Half the ship's illegal contraband, and the other half is pointing to a curse.
Look at this. Now we're actually starting to have more pirate inclinations. Is that a treasure map I see?
I don't know exactly if I'd call it treasure, but got a riddle, and
Strange
I
looking
have
ring.
no idea what would be beyond the door.
Well, I've done my due diligence. It'll be up to you if you wish to share with everyone else. I just thought I'd keep it just between us, especially since it seemed to have something that might be of interest to you.
Many paths to follow, I can hardly think of which one. We should honestly get rid of the contraband first. And
As in
Seems
delete
I
the
have a-
water.
no, I'll be honest, it seems like I've got a bit of a calling at Fireglass Cove.
Should we get provisions and set sail then?
We've still got a couple days for... God, I can't remember what that other ship was called.
The Auburn Sun or the Scarlet Oath?
Was it the Auburn Sun, the one that's
Went
here to
missing.
help us? No, it's the Scarlet Oath. When the Scarlet Oath sails, they plan to at least assist us. I mean, we'll for sure have to most likely split the booty with them, but when it boils down to it, I've already heard that Fireglass Cove can be dangerous, so I'd hate to walk in there ill-prepared.
Alright. There's too many blasted secrets on this ship.
Well, we could always make things less secretive.
I mean, secrets to find. I'm very much fond of my secrets.
Well, we could always spend the next day or so turning the ship upside down.
Might not be a bad idea.
Got the time
How
now.
many-
Once we start setting sail, it'd be sad if we found something that could at least help us in the time of need.
Oh, might as well turn aboard. I'm gonna get to Darian and help him move things. Maybe the distraction has gotten to him long enough. Go check on the others. And with that, I'm just gonna leave.
I'm gonna follow Desmond out this time.
Did you want to open up the sealed envelope, or are you going to do that with everybody else?
Oh, I thought you had said that the sealed envelope had the writing on it.
No, that was in the scroll tube, because you said, I think I'll open up the sealed envelope, and then Desmond gave you the scroll tube immediately after that, and you opened it.
Yeah, I should open up the sealed envelope then.
All right, what languages do you speak?
Okay. Oops, I accidentally clicked out of Roll20. I clicked too high and clicked another link. We're coming back.
Oh yeah.
I speak.
Hell yeah.
Loading. Abyssal, Elvish, Infernal, and Velgaran, and then Common.
Okay, so opening it up, the parchment within is brittle but still intact. And you see what looks like a message written in Infernal on the parchment on the interior. And it says, shipment under Reaver surveillance. If the Maw awakens early, initiate fallback to Vault of Chains. Morix may go rogue. Don't trust anyone. If the Reavers get too close, eliminate the handlers. Rendezvous at Glassfire Cove.
Well then, seems like there's gonna be a bit of a party. Yeah, we'll go ahead and head out to the rest of the peoples.
Okay.
The peoples.
As I follow Desmond up, I actually kind of take a step beside him, kind of handing him the sealed note, the letter from the sealed envelope, as I'm kind of stopping beside him.
What's this?
Ah, I'm guessing you don't read Infernal.
Last I checked, not many people did.
So I'm going to go ahead and relay to him actually what it did say. I mean,
Yeah,
and
I'm not
everybody
gonna
else
be
is
able
going to
to
be
read
able to
it.
hear me. I'm not like whispering.
10-4.
So what did it say?
Shipment under Reaver surveillance. If the Maw awakens early, initiate fallback to the Vault of Chains. Morix may go rogue. Don't trust anyone. If the Reavers get too close, eliminate the handlers and rendezvous at Glassfire Cove.
More and more secrets. More and more things to find out.
More secrets that we're heading right towards him. As Taruk just finishes her ritual and sheaths his sword.
You think it's a fight we could be sailing towards?
Most
Say that
likely
again?
will be a fight.
A fight?
He said, do you think it's a fight we'll be sailing towards?
Honestly, I'd be surprised if it was anything but a fight. I'd say we best be prepared for the worst when we get there, that's for sure. As I told Desmond while we were at the bar last night, I at least succeeded in securing us some assistance.
And when will they arrive?
They'll be sailing out of here just in 2 more days. We at least need to let them know ahead of time the plans.
Well then. It seems we have a plan at least when it comes to sailing, but as for the 2 days, should we walk about, investigate, see what we can find on shore? Or should we hold fast and take care of the ship? Make sure it doesn't get sabotaged by unwanted eyes and ears.
Desmond wants to secure Darien to turn the ship upside down, see if there's anything else hiding amongst it. I don't see no reason why we can't split, and so if people would like to go and actually get some provisions, they can. I'm assuming I would notice people walking up to the ship.
Yeah, same with the book.
You do notice 2 figures walking up to the ship. You recognize them as Skyla and Trevor from the Scarlet Oath's crew. As you turn, the Galari elven woman kind of looks up and goes, "Is this the ship of You're Azric, right? We met once. Prior to last
Yeah.
night in the bar.
Yes. Assuming the captain sent you.
Yeah, old man Cal just wanted us to come and check up on you all, make sure that you weren't killed in the middle of the night by one of our compatriots. But you look
She
to be in good
never-
health at the very least.
Yeah, she never ended up showing up.
That's good. Maybe she listened to the old man for once.
Well, that or she stalked us, waited till we slept, snuck in. She's aboard now? I would hope not.
I don't know, I haven't seen her this morning, but she's a bit more of a recluse and often seems to oversleep. Or maybe she just wants us to think that, but who knows. Right, well, for introductions, because it seemed at least one of you that I talked to last night was pretty off his rocker. This is Skylar. I'm Trevor. We work with Old Man Kel. Do you all know Old Man Kel? I don't understand the situation. He just name dropped the one with horns.
I don't think the others have met him.
Does the Hook know, has heard of Old Man Cal or no?
You've heard of the
That's his time as a crow.
Scarlet Oath.
Okay.
Mostly from your time as a crow. They're in the same league as a group known as the Fangs of Morthal. They like to disrupt slave shipments and start beef with other more nefarious pirate crews. Still pirates in their own rights, but a little bit more on the morally good side than they are on the pillaging and burning and slaving side.
Got it.
Well, Kel, I assume talked to you already. We'll be heading out in another 2 days. Do you all have an update on your plans? If you could get us up to speed. I mean, I do have to sail the ship wherever we're heading, so best I know now rather than 5 minutes before we depart.
I can show you on a map where we're going, but we'll be sailing to Glassfire Cove. Plan on leaving the same time so we could meet there, or shall I leave a bit early?
Well, depends. Is this a stealth mission? Are we going in guns a-blazing, or what's the plan here? What are we expecting to find there? Are we chasing slavers? Are we running into immediate trouble? Is there any reason for us to hide coming up in there?
I do foresee us most likely running into immediate trouble. Seems that there's a bit more involved with this. I'm gonna at least fill him in on what we read through the sealed note and what we know so far about everybody that's gonna be there.
Even the mention of the captain of the Auburn Sun's name on the crossed out scroll?
Yeah. Go ahead and fill him in on that too.
Right. Sounds like a crook of shit to me. But if this deal has anything to do with our missing brethren, then can't really turn you down now, can we?
I mean, you technically could.
Yeah, but then we'd look like a bunch of cucks at the end of it. And that's not really Old Man Kel's style. Definitely isn't mine. And our Skylar might be into it. She's one of them weird Galari ones. She looks perturbed. Well, again, we're sorry to bother you so early in the morning, but if we could get names to faces, that would be great, and we can let old man Kel know what's going on. Once we get a good idea of exactly what the plan is here.
Mhm.
Like I said, I'm Skylar Frochet.
Mhm.
I'm a lookout of sorts, a scout in other ways, but mostly I'll rob you from tip to toe if I can, in a gambling means. Any of you gamble?
Darian's ears perk up at this.
Sai is going to whisper every day of my life under her breath.
And then, of course, this, as he said, is Trevor.
Trevor.
He likes to call himself the Ember Shot. He gave himself the nickname. None of us were really on board with it, but can't fault him for trying to sound cool.
The hook is gonna, take a step forward and right next to Darian. Not Darian, sorry. Right next to Desmond here. My name is Terfuk Ravid. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. And he is gonna do a small little bow. I am lookout sword arm as well. And what was the other title that they gave him? He's now what was he? The
Bosun?
Quartermaster?
Yeah, is he? I think he's the quartermaster. I think currently, and quartermaster of this vessel.
Well, very nice to meet you, Terhook. Politest pirate I've ever met. But moving on,
I love how we're just all like lining up next to this one.
I mean, we don't really have a choice.
who's next? Well, there's plenty of boat down here, children.
I'm not
We're
going
children
that
now.
way.
It's like just like school, like we're all just lining up.
Oh. When we were young, Trevor, when we were young. So, who's next?
I am Sai. I am first mate to Captain Azrik.
Always nice to see a competent woman on the sea.
Whoever made that sound, enemy.
I wonder who was.
Nice to meet you, Sai. And the redhead?
Name is Desmond, Dr. Desmond. I'm the ship's doctor.
Like a doctor for the ship or a doctor for the people on the ship?
At this rate, probably both. Gonna be needing to patch up boards that are going bad in, I'd say an hour, give or take.
Alright. And last but not least, the one with the long ears?
Hi. Name's Darian. I'm also here.
Helmsman?
Oh, yes, of course.
Well, it truly is a pleasure to meet all of you. Given the information you provided us, I can imagine Kel will be chomping at the bit to get a move on to Glassfire Cove. We do have a couple more days of repairs on the Scarlet Oath to do, so we won't be able to leave any earlier than that. But just depending on what you're wanting to do, we can leave in tandem and try to sail as close together as possible. Or, if you wanted to leave first, you could. I wouldn't get too far ahead of us, though, or else we'd make pretty poor backup.
Understandable. Probably at least leave right before you, just kind of a single file line kind of thing. At least
Well,
nice to try to somewhat sneak in with the 4 of us, or 5 of us, and then, I mean, if we're at least able to sneak in, it'll be the element of surprise when you guys show up and we jump out.
I can tell you this, and you know this as well. Their ship is much larger than your ship, and is not going
Yeah.
to be very stealthy. Your ship
No,
is
that's
more
why-
situated to
That's why I was saying we would leave first.
Yeah. It sounds as good an idea as any. So we can either stop by here 2 mornings from now, or you can stop by our dock and let us know when you're heading out, and we can make sure we stay within a couple miles.
Okay, we could stop by.
Very well. Well, until then, is there anything we can do for you?
Not that I can think of. Unless you've got information that we don't.
Aye. This is the first we're hearing. I mean, outside from the little bit that the old man told us about, but it's sounding more and more like maybe this is connected to our missing crew members, so we're fervently ready to come to the aid of you all and try to assist you in this, but it is worrisome that, well, you're sailing on a ship with all this information and the old man doesn't seem to suspect you at all. But I understand in good faith you sailed with Reaper, so we'll put those suspicions to the side for the moment.
That'd be appreciated.
Anyways, you will have a fine rest of your morning. If you need us, a few of us will be holed up at the Crooked Keel, and the rest will be out at our ship handling repairs, so you'll be able to find us either way.
Thank you for all your help. I appreciate it.
It's kind of off-putting. You don't sound like a pirate. Are you sure you are one? Are any of you
Not
pirates?
every.
I mean, Asric
Not
definitely
every.
is. I know he sailed with a crew before. But the rest of you seem kind of out of place.
In training.
Pirates in training.
Mighty fine
I'm-
upstarts.
I'm in training. I don't know about the rest of them.
It'll be legends before you know it. Just wait and see.
Right. Well, we had the Scarlet Oath, and your ship is
The Black Waltz.
the Black Waltz. All right. That's great. Good, strong name. Definitely. What of your crew? You
Undecided.
call you a crew.
Undecided.
Undecided.
That's the perfect name.
We'll figure it out later.
All right. Well, if you're going to become legends, you'll want to figure it out before somebody else names you. The last thing you want to do is be called the 2 blue people and 2 humans and 1 Veth'Arden crew or something of the sort.
We'll figure it out.
Really rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
It doesn't, and that's the issue. But I've seen some pretty people get a name and then they can't get rid of it, and it can be unfortunate. Like, I knew one crew who didn't come up with a name, and they were upstarts through and through, and everyone started calling them the fuck upstarts, and it just kind of stuck. If you need us, you'll know where to find us, and please be safe. Milas is it is a nice town, but you can find trouble very easily, so just watch your backs. And don't fucking cause any trouble for us, please. Last thing we need is a bunch of stories about the Scarlet Oath being fucking tied up with a bunch of fuck upstarts.
5 seconds later, they cause trouble.
Just like that, we found our new pirate name, the Fuck Upstarts.
The fuck upstarts. Well, could have been a worse name.
We will have to figure out a crew name, but we've got a couple days, I guess. As long as nobody causes any problems and gets us a name. Looking at Darian.
Taruk also looks at Darian. Well, that is one way to find a name.
Well, let's come up with something pretty before someone else comes up with something ugly for us.
But he is right. We do have to lay low at least. Try not to get into trouble and get some sort of reputation on us before we even begin. However, I do think that looking around will also benefit us a lot. As well as since we don't have that many supplies. Esther Hook just takes out his little notebook.
There's a few things that we could probably get from town to make sure that this goes a little bit better. Make sure we have stuff for healing, doctor, and also making sure that everybody's prepared on the armor and weapons front, hopefully. Not sure how much you guys all have in the means of gold, but...
Well, sadly, I spent all my gold on getting the supplies that we do have. Sad to say, but I don't have a single gold piece left, but as long as it benefits the crew, I am more than happy to do such thing.
Psy's gonna put 2 gold pieces in his hand.
Oh.
How much did you spend to get provisions for the ship?
Well, it was 30 gold.
So I'm gonna give him 30 gold.
Now Taruk has 32 gold. But Taruk is gonna but I willingly gave that gold for the crew. You don't have to. Oh.
Hey,
okay.
but if it's for the crew, I figured the captain should at least pay for the first round.
Alright, and
Don't
he'll
want you
take.
spending your entire life savings for the means of the crew, which is appreciated, but figure I should at least help take care of us.
Alright, Captain. Thank you. And he'll take the 30 gold, but he's gonna look at the torso. Thank you for giving me those 2 gold pieces. I appreciate it. But if you would like, I could return it, since I have the 30 gold now.
I have no use for it. Take up.
Oh. Well, thank you, Sai. I appreciate it. And he gives her a small smile before pocketing the 2 gold pieces.
She's gonna pull her cowl down again.
Where'd Sai get a cow?
Yeah, cow. She's gonna put down the cow again.
Cowl. I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna fight you.
First was a rat, now it's a cow.
You know what? I don't have to
No.
take this. I'm going to bed.
It's like very early in the morning, Sai.
Well then, like I said, Desmond and Darian are gonna turn the ship over. The rest of us can make sure we go and get healing and stuff. Potions, the like. Ammunition. Also always asked to see what a cannon would cost for the ship. Upgrade the harpoon, maybe.
Does anyone have whetstones?
What's the?
And I kind of like look at my sides for a sword. Do I look like I should carry whetstones?
Would you mind giving me some woodstones?
We can, yes.
Thank you.
Ah, so early in the morning you're up!
Oh god.
Well, quite a lovely sight, I will say. I expected you all to be gone before me and my crew got here for our second day of repairs, but my eyes are graced by the beauty of 1,000 suns.
Oh
Oh,
no.
makes my
Well,
heart
to
a
hook,
pitter
shall we?
patter.
Sadly, we must depart. I appreciate your hard work on the ship. And he's gonna quickly like put himself in front of Sai throughout the entire process.
Well, I was going to stay behind.
But nope,
Nope.
nope.
Wait, you're all leaving now? I just got here.
Nothing
Um,
against.
The-
but we
the
have
day
we
is
have to get some
short.
things.
Lots of shopping.
Not as short as I am. But I'm
That's
short
very
in all the right ways.
Asrik, let's
God.
go. And he is just going to just keep protecting her until she leaves.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
And are the other two just gonna stay there, or are they gonna take care of the ship?
Oh, they're gonna take care of
Gonna
the ship.
look at Desmond,
Oh no.
sort of put him between me and this guy.
I'm just gonna shrug.
Well,
Shall we go poking around the ship some more?
Mm-hmm. Let us start.
don't mind me. I'll just be taking account of all the repairs yet to be made.
We'll be downstairs.
Very well. Appreciate your patronage. All right. Okay, so where is Team TSA going?
That's good.
That stands for Terhuk, Sai, and Azric.
Going to get potions, whetstones.
Yep. And just
Alrighty.
just
Ammunition.
Crossbow
Crossbow
in.
bolts.
Possible
go.
cannon.
Maybe a cannon or two. Some flint. You know, no big deal.
Just a casual thing. Casual shopping trip.
Animals, You know.
Some wenches.
Some wenches. Don't forget the wenches.
So you have a couple options. You can go to like the main market square, or you can go to the Lantern Bazaar, which is the floating bazaar that extends off of the eastern docks.
Yeah, let's go to the floating bazaar.
Okay.
I want to be on this shopping trip.
Hey, I mean,
There's-
you get
there's
to
still
spend some
time.
with Desmond.
You could have easily snuck away from Desmond.
Yeah, he
You're
likes his
probably
quiet
right,
time.
but
Look, you get to spend some alone time with Desmond. Isn't that great?
There's my Lantern Bazaar.
Daddy Desmond fun time.
Yeah.
He's gonna teach you how to run a hammer.
what does that mean?
There we go. Milas. Bazaar. So, running across, or not necessarily running, but moving across the dockway and the Lantern Wharf, you, the trio, Azric, Terhook, and Sai, make your way past stacked warehouses of the harbor's inner wall, the scent of salt air giving way to something sweeter, incense, grilled spice fish, roasted nuts, and lantern wax. You all crest a narrow gangway and down a long floating wooden trestle kind of bridge through and outwardly into the Lantern Wharf's docking area. And the stepping onto the first planked thoroughfare of the Lantern Bazaar. Before you, you see what seems like a floating city. Dozens of merchant barges, wide-decked skiffs, and tethered rafts bob gently in the waters of the Lantern Wharf, each linked by swaying rope bridges or planks laid end to end. The entire floating market is bathed in light. Thousands of silk lanterns in hues of sapphire, fire, orange, violet, and gold sway above and around you all. Some are simple globes, others are shaped like serpents or birds or sailing ships. The sun, still rising to its full peak in the air, but this place seems lit by perpetual twilight almost. Veiled harpists play from the bow of a perfume boat, a fortune teller draws cards in the mist from burning myrrh, and you see a few children running past barefoot, waving silk streamers and chattering in 3 languages at once. This is Melis's floating heart, beating with coin color and secrets. So, let us do, just for a visual. Oh, where's that? There we go. Here we have the Lantern Bazaar. So, moving through, are you guys looking for anything in specific?
That, like, healing potions, possibility of a cannon.
Possibility of a cannon.
Yeah. Depending on price, we may be buying a cannon.
Got it. Fully. Makes perfect sense.
Why? Why
Just
wouldn't
want
it
a
make
cannon.
perfect sense?
No, I just wasn't expecting it.
I've said it like 5 times.
I didn't hear
We
you
all
say
said it.
cannon. I did not hear you say cannon, but
Yeah,
it's
cannon.
all good.
Yeah, cannon.
Okay.
Possibilities of a cannon.
A mini cannon.
Why there couldn't be a cannon?
There's reasons why we might not be able to buy a cannon.
True.
Yeah. Yeah, worst case, ballista.
We have one of those.
Oh, we do? And catapult.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Alright.
have the big ass fucking harpoon ballista thing on the front of the ship, I'm pretty sure.
You see a few places as you walk by. Everyone is fairly busy. I mean, even with how early in the morning it is, it doesn't look like the thoroughfare here slows down this early in the morning. And moving through, you find yourselves on a broad, flat barge covered area, and you see this area is also covered in copper stills and shelves of glowing liquid vials. And you see a plump, rocky woman with fire orange eyes and a few gold-capped teeth, and she's wearing a headscarf woven with tiny bells. And as you guys approach, she goes, "Ha! Finally! The people I've been waiting for!"
I guess you've been waiting for us.
Yes, you 3! I've been waiting for you all morning to find your way here.
Terhook seems stunned.
I mean, it isn't often that 3 folk such as yourself come and grace the Lantern Bazaar. Everybody's, I'm sure, is waiting for your arrival. And believe me, doing business with me, I couldn't suggest anything, I mean, more sane and of sound mind and body.
Doubt.
Doubt. Can I press
Insight shot.
Inside check.
Sure, roll an inside check.
Is she trying to swindle us? Inside check.
I mean, she seems excited. You figure she probably doesn't actually know who you are, nor was she actually waiting for you in specific, but is probably trying to get your business.
Does she seem like crazy though, or is she just being a good saleswoman?
She doesn't like at first glance looking at her. She doesn't seem like an insane person.
Okay.
She doesn't
Well,
look
that's
like
what
she
she expects,
secretly
though.
wants to stab you or something like that.
Been there, done that. No, thank you.
That's how you get stabbed. So, what's Rick? What do you think? You wanna listen to what she has to say?
I mean, might as
Yes,
well.
I mean the great Azric. We've been waiting for you all morning.
You-
Longer if you count all the years prior to now. I've been waiting for your arrival.
Ooh, is that a nickname of yours?
What do you
the Great
have
Azric?
to offer?
Oh, I can offer you far above and beyond anything you'd expect to want or need.
It's probably wenches.
Most definitely wenches.
So, I guess it depends on exactly what you're looking for, because I could offer you the bare minimum. I could offer you the slights and smaller, fickle items that I want to get rid of, but I know you're the kind of man who wants to get to the root of things.
Healing potions, whetstones, possibly a cannon, cannonballs, gunpowder.
Well, I will tell you what I
Ballistable.
do have. So, my name is Jahari, and this is the Brazen Gourd. You swallow, you sign. But
Huh?
I specialize in potions, draughts, a few riskier concoctions, and the like, and I'd be happy to provide you with all of your drinkable needs. So, how many healing
Potions are
potions
useful.
were you like? We do have your common healing potions, as well as those of the greater and superior variety, but we also have red root salves, which not as effective as healing potions, but I can tell you right now, far, far cheaper.
What does everything cost?
Well, common healing potions, we do have a deal. 1 for 40 gold pieces, 2 for 70, and 3 for 90.
Oh, no.
I mean, arcane potions of healing can be expensive, but I understand they might be out of your price range, so we do offer, like I said, a much cheaper variety of healing concoction. I do have these red root salves. They are, still not the cheapest thing, but they are 12 gold pieces for 3 of them.
We'll take 3 of the salves and 1 common potion, I guess.
All right, so that would
So,
be... Go ahead.
42 gold pieces?
It's 40 gold pieces for 1 potion of healing.
Oh, I thought you
And
said
then-
30, my bad.
No, 40 for 1 potion of healing, and then 12 for the 3 red root salves. I will give you a slight discount, and we'll call it an even 48 gold pieces.
Okay. I'll hand it over.
Very well. I appreciate doing business with you. Is there any other elixirs, esoteric tinctures, experimental draughts that I could offer you and your illustrious traveling companions?
I don't believe so.
I mean, I do have a drought of explosive luck. It is a little experimental and can be very dangerous, but also it has luck in the name.
How much is that one?
I tell you what, if you drink it
Probably
right
not.
here, right now, I'll give it to you for half off.
Well, how much is it?
Full price, 38 gold pieces.
Mm-mm.
I think that should be all for today.
All right,
I was
very
like, nope.
well. Eventually, I'll get somebody to drink this thing.
I mean, I'd drink it if it were free.
I can't do that because I only have one, because I don't want to make more in case it just explodes you.
I mean, that would be great advertisement. Force feed it to your enemy, automatic explosion.
Well, you think beautifully, darling, but sadly, I can't give it to you for free. I do have a
5
trial.
gold pieces.
How much?
5 gold pieces.
5 gold pieces. And you'll drink it right now.
Drink it right now.
Alright.
Sorry, are you sure about that?
I tell you what, this sounds like a hell of a deal.
Well, first character death incoming.
was how to reroll my character.
I don't know how I could pass up on this deal, so I'm not going to pass up on this deal.
I just want to see it. Oh my god.
I mean, Captain hasn't said no, don't do it.
I think he kind of wants to
This-
see.
At this point, I said that would be all multiple times. So you pushing the subject is all on you.
Captain didn't slap the 16-year-old's hand. She's drinking the potion.
Alright, so you drink the potion?
Sometimes the best lessons are learned through pain. And I kind of take a step back.
Sorry, are you really, really sure about this? Like, this potion could very, very seriously wound or kill.
What is
and
it? What is it called again?
The drought of explosive luck.
It has explosive in the name.
And
Does it
luck!
have luck in the
I take
name?
another step back.
So it could be one or the other. It's a 50% chance. If something were to happen to you, then that would be very, very. I don't know what my conscious would be able to take it. And yeah.
I've already paid for it.
Right,
I'll
bottom
give you
up.
the what? And he's like, wait, and too late.
Alright, so you drink the potion, huh?
She sure did.
Hell yeah!
Every single session.
It didn't say cursed item open.
It should have at this point. It
It
should have.
says it on my side! No, it's not
So
cursed,
except
probably.
instead of explosive luck, it just basically
I get
Ish.
explosive diarrhea. I just shit my pants on the spot.
and you lose 2 charisma points for that.
It's just a jar of 13-day-old bacon grease. I need you to roll a d20, please.
Okay, this is the most important roll of this entire
Uh,
campaign.
Oh god. There's such a low bar to cross.
Sai's gonna fucking explode.
I'm gonna fucking explode.
Drought of
Just killed it all.
explosive luck, for anybody who's wondering. On a result of 6 or higher on a d20 roll, the drinker gains advantage on all charisma checks and attack rolls for 1d4 hours. They exude an aura of wild luck, and glitter occasionally bursts around them, with all of their weapon attacks ending with a blast of confetti. On a result of 5 or lower, the drinker violently explodes in a burst of dazzling confetti and arcane backlash.
Bye.
Bye, Sai.
I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw for me, please, Sai.
Oh no. Imagine Riven's and Mavra's daughter dying.
7! Of course, the rogue rolls a 7 on their dexterity save. You don't have, like, evasion yet, right?
I don't think so, not at that level.
Okay, awesome.
Sai is dead.
And you take 19 points of force damage, and you are stunned for 1 round, and in a brilliant, dazzling burst of confetti and fireworks around you, you are left lying on the ground. How much health do you have?
22.
22, so still alive. I then also need you to roll a d8.
Oh no. Even more.
4. Your hair is bright neon green.
Epical.
Epico. Well, change. Is it permanent or?
I can dye it. It's
It's
fine.
bright neon green right now. Know that for a fact.
So I kind of like walk up and look down at her to make sure she's not dead.
All right, so Tarhuk is gonna be a bit more concerned. As he
Well,
immediate.
I will say, if that is as intended, I could probably still sell this.
Tarhuk
Probably
is
could.
Tarhuk is gonna place his hand on Sai's head, and he's gonna put 10 points of lay on hands on her.
Brother, I'm so pissed.
And she should be getting 10 hit points back. As like a bright, like, radiant light coats her.
She's totally still stunned though.
Yep.
Well, Tahuk, I guess you can carry her since you didn't stop her.
This was my fault to begin with, and I shall bear the shame of this.
Not your fault that she's just gonna drink random concoctions from a stranger.
I'm an impulsive child.
Well, Tarhuk's just gonna lift her and just carry her on piggybacks.
Painful lesson. Just start to walk away from the stall.
Alright.
Tarhuk just carries Mavra on his back.
Mavra.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, Mavra again.
Thank
See,
you.
once again. At this point, I'm not gonna say this.
I'm going to fight each and every one of you.
I mean, it's not our fault that Sai drank a concoction that would explode her.
That's not what I'm upset about. That I needed that. I needed to laugh.
There was a chance
It was
that
amazing.
only good stuff would happen, but
I mean, to be honest, Sai could have been a confetti warrior. But now instead she bursts into confetti.
the confetti warrior.
The confetti.
Alrighty. So, moving through, you guys have made a large scene. There's a bunch of clapping around you. Somebody has a kazoo and they're fucking going at it with it. You
We
hear
love
a
that guy with
slide
the kazoo.
whistle for some reason. This is a fun place to be. It's also very crowded. So like as you're carrying Sai, after a few moments, Sai, you begin getting your bodily functions back and can move around a little bit better. Your hair is bright neon green. But other than that, you seem like, after the little bit of healing that Tarhuk could provide, you seem relatively healthy for what just happened. And Azric leading the way, you're the first one to see this. further down, a triple wide cargo barge that is kind of moored at the edge of the bazaars. What has been deemed with a sign above it, this area of the bazaar as the artillery alley. You see rusted iron plating reinforcing the deck, and scorched sigils mark crates stacked like battlements. The air smells of very stark sulfur, oiled rope, and something faintly alchemical. And you see a very boisterous, what looks to be like dragonborn man. You're not sure what color his scales are supposed to be. They look almost like a burnished gold or like a very singed copper color. And he's just currently moving through. He has goggles like almost fused to his forehead, missing 2 fingers, wearing a soot-stained apron over plated bracers, talking to a couple people with a burst of laughter as they move on with a bag of what seems to be like black soot like powder. You see 3 assistants, each also burned or bandaged, moving around with a nervous precision. Are you muted? What are you doing?
Azric sees this first, right?
Azric sees this first. You guys see it shortly after. Azric might be muted.
I don't know what to say.
Azric just stands there like silently.
Chilling on Farouk's back.
Just chilling.
Kind of looking over at Taruk and Sai. Is she at least somewhat better yet? Can you at least walk?
She's going to mumble, that was fun.
Doesn't seem like it yet.
Looking for artillery, possibly?
Well, weapons talk louder than liars, friend. Let's find your ship a voice that's distinctive and will make you remembered on all these seas.
I'm just looking at prices right now, I'll be honest. I'm not sure if I can actually afford a cannon at the moment.
Well, we're gonna find you something that works, friend, or else my name ain't Korik Drone. How much are you looking to spend?
I've got a few hundred gold or so.
Oh,
You
tell him that.
gold.
Just a few hundred.
Oh, don't tell him that.
Slightly lying.
Well, I'll tell you what. You looking for a cannon? Are you looking for a gun of some sort? What are you looking for in specific?
I'm looking for both a gun and some bullets for my revolver. Well, my gun.
Right. I know what guns are, thankfully. Else I wouldn't be in business, right, guys?
His 3 assistants nervously laugh. Like hostages.
Great. Does this person also have a potion text for those people?
Nope, don't sell potions, just sell solutions.
Mostly to naval combat. I do have standard naval cannons that we can mount on your ship. How big of a ship are we talking?
Single sail.
Right. Do you already have any cannons on board? You don't want to, like, on a ship that small, you don't want to bear the weight too far on one side or the other, and these cannons can get quite heavy.
We got a ballista.
Got a ballista. Is it mounted? Or is it on wheels?
It's on wheels.
Right. Well, I can tell you, I could probably get you a standard naval cannon for around 250 to 300 gold pieces. It is slightly used, has been refurbished by myself, and I can get you sorted with a few cannonballs to take with you on your way.
And the cost?
Right,
Standard naval cannon, refurbished, not brand new. I've been told I have to say that. No reason, just legal. Iron cannonballs, we can get you, say, eight cannonballs for this price as well. So we'll say a clean 275 gold pieces.
Probably not.
I mean, if you want to make a hole in another ship the size of your head, there's no better way to do it.
I strictly just can't right now. We'll have to return.
Very well. I always hate to see a sale go away. Can I interest you in just a cannonball by itself as like a souvenir, and I'll sell it to you for 10 gold pieces?
No.
I mean, one of my cannonballs could punch through a light hole or ruin a smuggler's day very easily. Probably a little bit harder without the cannon, but probably could still make it work if you tried hard enough.
Sai from Taruk's back is gonna go, this guy funny.
Glad to see you're waking up a bit better.
And with that, we'll see help out.
Well, if you say so. I regretfully accept that you cannot buy today, but I do expect to see you again, friend, when you can afford it.
It's possible.
A correct rune cannon will take you farther than anyone else's cannon, I can tell you that much. I mean, the arc that we get on ours, if you load yourself up in there and shoot yourself, you can go far away. Right, well, have a good day. I hope to see you again. Do you need any black powder, or crates of powder, or anything like that?
Actually, I do still need bullets.
Right, yeah, I could get you some, if you're just looking for some steel, like, ball rounds. Is that gonna work for you?
Yes.
Alright, how many are you wanting?
How expensive are they?
It depends on how many you want.
I don't know, like 20 or 30, 40, 50. What's the going rates?
I can give you 100 of them for 5 gold pieces.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Alright. Sounds good. We'll do that right there. Do you need, like, a hogshead of black powder?
Yes.
Alright, that'll run you 12 gold pieces for a hogshead.
Alright. That should be everything for me. Unless
Alright.
either of you guys need anything. Oh, I guess she was asking for whetstones earlier.
And
Right.
I'd like one as well, if possible.
I can give you guys some whetstones just kind of on the house. Here you go. And 2. Now, they're not wet now. You gotta bring your own water.
You're funny.
We would
Jesus.
definitely do that.
Yeah, otherwise
What's
it's
that?
just rubbing a rock on a sword. I would not suggest just rubbing a rock on your sword.
We'll keep such words in mind.
Right.
Papa, can I go home now?
Appreciate doing business with you all. Have a very nice day, and I hope to see you again here at Correct's Boom Rack.
You as well. Thank you for your help.
I think that should be it. Headed back to the ship.
Alright.
Yep.
So, back of the ship, what are we getting into down here?
Oh no. The Chaos Gremlins.
Well, we've got a ship to poke around in.
I am going through every single board as thoroughly as possible. And if it looks like it even has a small semblance of being a false bottom, it is getting poked at.
Yeah, roll investigation check.
I will be assisting in this
Alright,
because
so
otherwise I'm just going to be.
either one of you can roll with
kicking things
advantage,
down.
or both of you can roll normally separately.
I think you
both
should
roll.
roll with advantage.
Okay, fine, fuck it, I'll do it. Whatever. Alright, let's do this, DM. I'm gonna roll 2 ones.
Okay. Ooh.
That's a nice one.
So you're just looking for anything hidden, secretive?
I am looking for anything else that can be hidden on this boat.
Right. So, moving through and like a true detective, from top to bottom of this ship, first thing you find looking in the captain's chamber, unless you're staying out of the captain's chamber.
I'm going everywhere.
All right. So, beneath the captain's bed frame, there you find some thin wooden slats concealing a latch beneath the rug.
Is it easily pickable? Or is it like locked or anything?
It is not locked. It seems to have been, whoever did this thought it was fairly well hidden already.
Cool. What's in it?
Prying it up reveals a drop-down cache lined in tar-treated leather. You see a sealed scroll tube, a folded silk handkerchief with a sunburst pattern, and a steel ring wrapped in red cloth.
What's in the letter? Is it like similar to the other one I saw? Or is
Oh,
it
the
tube
scroll
in it?
tube? No,
Okay.
this is a much larger scroll tube containing a few old navigational maps, hand-drawn, showing routes through the Arashi depths, marked with a few red X's and odd runes.
And the other one?
Um,
You said it was
The-
a ring, right? A ring?
oh yeah, there's a steel ring wrapped in red cloth. Pulling the red cloth away, you see the ring is carved with the sigil of the Order of the Ashen Oath.
I'll put everything back where it is, like in the captain's quarter, and then leave that stuff on his desk for now, and then continue our search.
Okay. Right, so, behind a braced barrel, in the bottom deck, one of the barrels, that has the void glass in it, you find the wall itself has a removable plank, revealing a narrow compartment running the length of the hull rib. Within it, you find a letter bound in eel hide titled Holdings Reavers Exchange, seemingly listing names, weight, races, and payment dates, clearly for slave trafficking. A black envelope with a red wax seal, unbroken, and a tarnished pocket watch. It is inscribed to Morex, trust none but fire.
And with the waxed enclosed letter, does it have like you said that was 2 more X, or was it like just has no like writing on the outside?
No, the black envelope with the red wax seal doesn't have any writing on the exterior, and the seal itself doesn't have any symbols or anything. It is just a flat wax seal.
Yeah, crack it.
You crack it. It smells amazing. Inside there is a single small piece of parchment that says vault access requires 2. The drowned flame seeks the key.
Like I said, continue. Put it on the captain's desk and continue looking.
Yep. Inside the pocket watch, if you open it, it does have a lock of dark red hair that is braided on the inside.
Okay.
In the officers' quarters, a long, narrow drawer beneath the, inside the like main cabinet in that room. You find a hidden notebook wrapped in oilskin. The pages are written in some sort of cipher, but repeat the phrase, "The Noctis sinks when it sees itself." And then a strange broken monocle, fogged and cracked. And a small corked vial labeled Night Mother's Mercy. It's a dark viscous fluid in the vial.
Do I... am I able to recognize what this fluid might be like? Is it like a medicine, a poison?
Actually, with your background, I would say you know exactly what Night Mother's Mercy is. It is a death-simulating drought, so it places the drinker in a near-death state for up to 1 hour, undetectable by mundane means.
I'm gonna look over at Darian. Hey, Darian, you want to play a joke on them?
Of what sort?
The sorts where they won't be laughing at first, but it'll be a funny story.
Just narrow my eyes at you.
What do you have in mind?
Okay, hear me out. You see this drink?
Sure.
Drinking it will put you in a very funny situation.
Like what?
It'll put you to sleep.
Doesn't sound very funny.
It will be, trust me.
I could just... I mean, if I need to
Think
be
about it.
asleep, I can just...
But think about it, are you able to sleep while in the canoe on the deck? It's not very comfortable. This will let you knock out instantly.
Believe me, I've had worse sleeping arrangements.
Well, go ahead and try. Because wouldn't it just be hilarious? They walked on deck, and you're just sleeping in the dinghy, I'd say, right? That's what they call it? While they were out all day working, I think that would be rather hilarious.
I don't know. Doesn't seem very funny to me.
It does to me. I think you should drink it and lay in the canoe.
Insight check.
Sure.
Just- This feels very wrong.
Desmond, you
I'll roll to you.
Yeah, roll to me, either deception or persuasion.
Fuck.
Well, I'm not trying. Wait, I'm trying to deceive him here. So
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to get a read on him, Darian. You don't think he's lying that it's like, it's gonna make you seem like you're not awake. Whether or not it's gonna be funny is a completely different thing. He thinks it's gonna be hilarious. This one's all on you, good buddy. Would this be the first time that Darian drinks a mysterious elixir?
Oh, most assuredly not.
Right. I mean, all those elixirs for quote-unquote ear growth.
oh my god.
He's probably... This is maybe a bold statement. He's probably learned his lesson. At least a little bit.
Yeah. It's up to you. I ain't calling this coin flip.
sure you can come up with something better than just getting me to fall asleep up on the deck.
Oh, sure. What did you have in mind, then? Where
I
would
don't
you
know.
possibly want to sleep? On top of the mast?
I can just. I don't see why I have to be asleep for this.
It'll be funnier.
Eh.
What if we tie your leg up and we hang you upside down from something?
Now that just sounds like me being tied up and hung upside down from the mast. Which.
Yeah.
I don't see what you're trying to do here.
Come on, just drink it. It'll be funny, I promise.
Later. I'm sure there's another hidden cabby around on the ship somewhere. Eh?
You were no fun. And I'm gonna put it back in my pocket.
Okay. That's all you guys find. And about the end of this conversation, you start to see your three compatriots cresting the dock side and heading up dock 17.
Yay, we're back.
Welcome back, Captain.
Hi.
Taruk, Sai.
Got you some salves at least. I'm gonna give
Taruk is still carrying Sai.
I'm gonna give the 3 healing salves to Desmond. Figure it might make your job a little bit easier if one of us gets injured.
Ah, so thoughtful. You missed it, though. I almost convinced Darian to drink a rather fun drink.
Oh? Find something else above the ship, did we?
Several. All of them are sitting on your desk. It would have put him in a faux death state. I thought that would have been quite hilarious. Maybe I would have
Wait.
carried him off, tried to put him in a box. Thought it would be funny.
No, we can't go losing Darian.
We wouldn't have actually have lost him.
You would have forgot him in the box, let's be honest.
It wouldn't have been forgetting, let's be completely honest.
Darian from behind you just giving the saddest, wettest look. It's just
The wettest look, huh?
like
That
The
is
wettest
fine.
of looks.
God.
How does he
Okay.
look?
Oh,
He
oh
looks
my
wet. He looks really
My-
wet.
Darian looks at
with
you
big-
wetly.
Sad, wet eyes with the fuck. Oh my god.
Sloppy look. Sloppy look. Is
Oh my
amazing.
god.
That's a quote now. That's will be forever there.
No.
Hey guys, have you guys seen Darian? He keeps looking at me and he's looking at me super
wet.
wet.
He's just giving me them wet looks.
Yeah, super wet looks, guys. I mean, his looks are moist.
He's looking at me wetly.
Fellas, I am tired.
Right, well, repairs are done. Appreciate it. If you guys need anything else, please give us a call, day or night, especially you, lovely lady. Excuse me, sir, I'm trying to talk to the lady.
Sorry, you have to talk with me instead.
You're not as pretty as her.
Taruk is just gonna carry Sai all the way over here. Excuse me, please.
Well, I'll see you next time, I'm sure. Got enough looks to last me a few years.
Taruk may break his oath just to kill him.
He's just an old man, leave him alone.
The Oathbreaker Paladin sounds fun.
Do I even need to ask what happened to Sai?
He drank a fun concoction of his own.
See,
She
Darian?
bloated into colorful bits of paper.
I don't think I have anything to fix that.
I went to the circus.
Right. Sure, you don't want to join her, Darian. You could definitely have a sip of this, and you guys would be a right pair.
I don't want to die, even if it's temporary.
Papa, take
Right.
me to the pony. She's gonna say to Taru.
The problem.
So, is she currently still paper?
No, she's not
No,
made out
she's-
of paper. She exploded. There was an explosion of confetti.
Of confetti. And
Her
now
her
blitzed.
form did not change physical
Okay.
states of matter.
Well, her hair is now green, but yeah.
But you can't see it because her cloak is up.
Why does she sound drunk?
Well,
Still
Dave.
undetermined.
Put her down. Let me have a look at her.
all right. As the hook just places side down a little bit, just so we're trying not to hurt her. I did gave her some healing magic.
Let's see what's wrong with her. And I'm gonna take a look at her and see if there's anything I can do or like what's causing her to be loopy.
A concussion.
Yeah, it seems like she has some sort of like blunt force trauma that's caused some sort of concussion. Probably from her whole body exploding.
Yeah, it's a
Someone's-
complication of body explosion.
We're gonna have to keep her up tonight. Make sure we keep an eye on her and don't let her sleep.
All right.
She'll be fine.
No, no, she will not.
She's gonna keep reaching for Desmond's glasses.
Glasses? Yeah, go ahead. These are fake, anyways.
Giving that.
She puts them on. She puts them on and she starts mocking you. I know so many things. I know how fingers work. I'm
in fact, I do.
smart.
I mean, it does sound a bit accurate, but yeah.
Smart.
Darian, I will spike your drink.
Smart guy stuff. Smart.
As the hook just.
Look at me. I know how to use bandages.
Captain, can I put her in a faux death states now? I think that might just be the best for all of us.
She's pretty prone to drinking abnormal things, so
And she's
She'd
dancing on the
probably
deck.
drink it.
Well, you did say to keep her awake, so that's not the best.
Whatever.
to do so.
Whoever's on shift for the night, just make sure you keep an eye on her. And if she looks like she's about to fall asleep, kick her.
I'd rather not do
That's mean.
And you're concussed. Can someone please
Sai, that
push
was
her to
good.
the
I
wall?
will say it probably stopped down here when you tripped and fell down the stairs.
I'm gonna try and catch her so she doesn't get another concussion.
Yeah, easy enough. I mean, you
On
do
second
know how
thoughts-
you do know how fingers work, so
I do know how fingers work. I know what those fingers do.
Another quote, nice.
because Sai, I quote, "I'm mocking Desmond. I know how fingers work."
He's about to lose her fingers.
All right, so you're all back on the ship. It's heading into midday. What are your guys' plans for the rest of the day? Are you preparing anything? What are you doing?
I immediately went off the ship for the day.
I'm gonna go check out the stuff that Desmond found on my desk.
Okay.
And while he's doing that, for the rest of the day, can I use like an action to go and try and find work to make some money with my background?
Yeah. You can use the carousing table.
Hey, let's go.
All right, so you are out making connections and trying to get work.
Mm-hmm. I need gold.
Nope, makes sense. So we'll jump over and we'll come to that here in a moment. Is anybody else doing anything of note?
I'm gonna let Darian and Azric on the decide first, and then Teruk's gonna make a decision based on that.
That's how I order food at restaurants.
Yep.
You can be making sure Sai's alright.
Yeah, that's fine because like
There's definitely some side effects from her whole body exploding. But she seems pretty loopy and out of it at the moment. But she is not like throwing herself into the ocean, I don't think.
is she?
Yeah.
Yeah, she is.
Okay. Well,
I said not yet.
Oh, okay.
not yet. The yet is the most important thing here.
Hey, she could stumble overboard. It could happen.
Azric.
Mhm.
Heading in and checking the contents that have been left on your desk, you do find the old navigational maps in the sealed scroll tube that were found. They look like hand-drawn routes through the Arashi depths, marked with a few red X's and runes, some of which appear to be in the kind of border area. Yeah, heading closer to the border of the Arashi Depths and the Greycroft Sea and the Endred Archipelago, there's just a few markings on some of the islands. And then around the Valoran Island circle, there's a label that says the Ma's Eye.
There she is.
There is a folded silk handkerchief with a sunburst pattern, not too dissimilar from the symbol on the flask that was found by Trahuk earlier, and fairly similar to the emblem of Aurelius, with a few slight tweaks, but fairly similar. And then a steel ring that was wrapped in red cloth, and it is carved with the sigil of the Order of the Ashen Oath, similar to the ring found when you guys first got on board the ship, but this one doesn't radiate heat like that other one does.
All right.
Then there's the ledger bound in eel hide titled Holdings Reavers Exchange, which lists names, weights, races, and payment dates for slave trafficking. Several entries are labeled as processed for glass fire. And then the black envelope, which had its seal broken by Desmond. Inside had a letter that reads, Vault access requires 2. The drowned flame seeks the key. And then the tarnished pocket watch with the inscription, To Morex, trust none but fire, with the inner casing holding a lock of dark red braided hair. And then the notebook wrapped in oilskin. Pages repeating the phrase, the Noctis sinks when it sees itself. A strange broken monocle, fogged and cracked. And then a note, he kept the vial of Night Mother's Mercy. So that is what was left on your desk.
Alrighty.
As we finish up here,
Can Teruk ask Darian something real quick after this?
yeah, let me just go through this
Mhm.
real quick. So
Okay.
I need everyone to either tell me or have a list that they want to make up and provide me of whatever other supplies that you need to get out of Milas or other things you're wanting to do in Milas before we jump to the day that the Scarlet Oath will be sailing out and we can move out of this docked area instead of just twiddling thumbs after you guys have already done all the supply runs and everything that you need to do.
Let's just say money and medical supplies.
Yeah.
Hey.
But yeah, you can pull Darian aside if you like.
It's just mostly just you want just to be like, Darian, do you want to take care of Sire for today right now, or are you good in watching over her?
I can watch over her. Make sure
Alright.
she's fine.
And please don't make sure she doesn't hurt herself. I worry about her current state.
Of course. Not the first time I've had to look over someone with a concussion.
Alright, Darian, I trust you in this, so please help. I have my full confidence in you. He gives him a small smile, and since Darian's going to be doing that, Tarhuk during these days is going to be people watching in taverns, basically just listening to any gossip concerning pirate activities, rumors, and stuff like that. Trying not using his like past in order to just like blend in with the crowd and try not to be seen.
Is anyone else
Like
doing
hiding.
any carousing?
Well, aside from me.
I know you. I just meant you are doing some, and then it sounds like Tarhuk's gonna go do some carousing. So,
I might try and play in some taverns for some, a little bit of cash.
okay.
But beyond that, probably not doing too much else.
Alrighty, so let's do this real quick. Desmond, roll me either charisma, medicine. Yeah, roll me like a persuasion or performance or medicine check, Desmond.
I'll just do a medicine.
All right.
Oh.
It's fine. And then Tarhuk, I need a perception or investigation or insight check. And then Darian, I need a performance check.
Performance.
Hey?
Whoops, I accidentally sent it to GM. My bad.
That's fine. You didn't send it to GM. Oh. Then What is that called? Alright. And Azric, you're just staying on the ship, and Sai, you're just staying on the ship?
Yeah, I'm DM'd you the list of things that I wanted to shop for.
Okay. So, we will do Desmond first here. You sent me a list of 8 things and they all said bitches. Why are you just wanting to get bitches?
Told you wenches would be on the list.
So, as the sun dips low over Milas, casting the sandstone terraces in dusky gold, lanterns begin to ignite across its winding streets and cliffside tea houses, as well as their sea-facing taverns. The Black Waltz remains moored in the harbor, and her crew begins to fan out into the city, each following their own pursuits into the evening chaos. The heartbeat of the city grows louder with laughter, drunken song, clinking glasses, and whispered dealings. Desmond, you disappear into the alley veins of Milas, with the precision of a man who's done this too many times before. Your boots splash through shallow runoff, and your cloak smells faintly of antiseptic and sea salt. You visit a few smoky dens, brothels where even the curtains whisper very quietly, and a few discreet gambling rooms behind spice merchant stalls. By midnight, you've stitched up 2 knife smugglers, treated a dancer's sprained wrist, and helped extract shrapnel from the side of a burly Saffron Wind's trade union enforcer who slipped you a silver coin with no name. In a back room lit only by green flame, a courier leaves you a folded note that just says, "We may need a steady knife. Dock 48, 3 nights, no questions." You do earn 35 gold pieces.
Excellent.
And if you were going to be here 3 nights from now, then you could possibly go and check out what's going on at Dock 48. Which means you could go check it out before then, but you are invited 3 nights from now. Terhook, you drift from tavern to tavern like a ghost in a bottle, always one drink behind the loudest voice and one shadow ahead of the man watching the door. Your hood low, your smile small. You buy drink, fake laughter, and listen harder than you speak. At the Smiling Seraph, you hear murmurs of a merchant barge missing off the coast near Glassfire Cove. At the Saffron Hook, a drunk mercenary talks about a black-sailed ship docking at midnight and offloading crates marked with the circle of chains. No one else seems to care, but you catch the symbols as one of the Reaver's ships. In a corner booth, a half-blind bard whispers the Ashen Blades passed through here, burned out a whole dock in the East Ward when someone touched the wrong crate. You return to the ship with a pocket full of names, symbols, and routes, having made yourself forgettable enough to overhear everything. And you have managed to snag yourself a map of a couple of smuggler anchor points here near Milas. You also met a man named Gorvin in the Flint Jaw Tavern, who now owes you a favor. His name is Gorvin Dryas, Dryas.
Does Taruk know about his occupation?
He is a sailor of sorts, from what he told you. But he owes you a favor. Darian, the lanterns seem to follow you as you sweep through the entertainment district, loot slung across your back and a glint in your eye. By your second song at the Silver Talon, you have the crowd stomping and clapping, half for the music, half for your swagger. You tell stories between songs, some true, mostly not, about the Black Waltz, sea monsters, pirate queens, and cursed treasures. Your lies are embroidered with just enough charm to seem real. Coins fly freely, a noblewoman invites you to play at her estate, and a bard challenges you to a musical duel. A few gamblers offer drinks impressed with your stage sword. In quotes. And by the night's end, you've earned 58 gold pieces, a fancy new sash from a Kozakin tailor, and you are now known in at least 3 taverns as the Painted Blade of the Waltz. You may even hear whispers that someone is looking for a performer matching your description, but not to clap.
Uh-oh.
And with
Still,
that,
that's pretty
Go
good. No, it's pretty good.
we will come to an end for tonight, and we will pick up next time. So please check out our Twitter at Critfire Games. We are having some issues with Twitch. It is recording audio on Twitch. You can watch it, but it's a black screen with just audio. I am trying to fix it, but we are streaming fully on YouTube as well, which is working just fine, miraculously. So please come check us out on Twitter. Come check us out on Twitch and YouTube. And all of our art is made by D1 on Etsy. So you can find their store at D14D on Etsy.com. They make great art. You give them the idea, and they'll bring it to life for you. We've had nothing but good experiences with them, and we have more art coming down the pipeline from them. So please go check them out. Tell them Critfire Games sent you. Also, a small difference on the stream, if anyone noticed, which you may not have, but I have forsaken the name Vecna for stream persona. I am now going by Kuro, which is another persona I use in online games and stuff. I did that because Wizard of the Coast is doing a whole bunch of stupid ass shit and is getting a lot of heat, and I don't necessarily want to have super tight connection with a character who predates Wizard of the Coast but is very much in their spotlight right now. So that's about it. Do you guys have anything?
Nope. Bye.
Bye everybody, love you. Good night.
Good night.